half, by the way. Morant would finish with 20 points and 5 assists before leaving the game with an injury. James had 39 points, but the Grizzlies get the win thanks to the cavalry and a little revenge. 131-114 Grizzlies. Afterwards, Ja Morant had some choice words for LeBron James and the Lakers.
I think I did it too small to somebody who was too small. I mean, he came back and did it respectfully. You know, he's 6'8", whatever. I would expect it. I thought it was a charge. He did it, and I don't back down from nobody. Don't care who you are. My job was to just come back. I got my bucket, and, you know, I set the tone. My teammates fed off of it, and you see what happened. So, top dog in our league, you take out the top dog, you know, who else you fear.
What is it about this Lakers team? It always...
I don't like them. They knocked me out the playoffs. And then last year, we, you know, had a game, and they came in here and popped it on our home floor when I was in street clothes. So I wasn't a night.
All right, so you're hearing from Ja Morant there. I don't like him. I like it. Bring back beef to the NBA. I feel like we haven't had this in quite a while. Rachel, you were in the building last night while my man over here was making hot pizzas. What'd you think about what you saw from that Grizzlies-Lakers game?
I mean, it was fun. Like, point blank, it was
Great
fun.
word for it.
The entire crowd up on their feet for those final exchanges of the first half. Everyone was into it. Everyone wanted to see what was happening with Ja Morant and LeBron James, and it was fun to watch. I was riding every moment of it. It was like, oh, what's going to happen next? Who's going to do something next? And then obviously Ja goes off injured, and it's like, all right, kind of like boils down a little bit. But that end of that first half, I was like, okay, this is a game.
Yeah.
This is entertaining to watch.
Ja leaving with the injury there in the third quarter definitely took the air out of the balloon. But in that second quarter, them going back and forth at it, I think what was so cool about it was simply because it was the two superstars, right? It wasn't necessarily somebody in a third party that was getting involved. This is purely LeBron and Ja Morant, the present, I guess, still with LeBron James and maybe the future of the NBA, going at it back and forth. And Ja saying, like, I don't like him. I don't care who you are. I'm not backing down. It was beautiful. It was, what do they call it? Absolute cinema. And it was
with an English or Australian accent. What was that?
I wouldn't say it was an accent.
That was more British accent.
You know, a little.
Feeling it.
Just had a little. I was feeling it anyway. But yeah, a fantastic win for the Grizzlies last night, and you absolutely love the back and forth. You had to watch it from home, but did you feel it through the TV?
I could, but Ja calling it a charge afterwards just had to slip that in. No one asked, hey, did you think that was a foul or whatever? No,
he was baiting it a little bit.
Ja definitely wanted the charge because you know immediately with the charge, fist bump, look at the crowd, maybe we'd see a first ever charge joggles. You never know.
Charge joggles.
Yeah, but it's what I talked about at the beginning of the season. This team thrives off of vibes, and the vibes were high last night throughout the entire team, and that always starts with Ja Morant.
It honestly, like, when the crowd was on their feet, it felt like it was more than just a regular season game. Like, it felt like that game meant more than just a one win in the record book for the rest of the year. It was like, no, this means something for the entire season. We're making a statement with this win. And obviously the Lakers were without some of their guys. Obviously the Grizzlies are without some of their guys. But it was a, no, we're beating you tonight on our home court because of what you did to us last year in here.
Yeah, so much of that rivalry, it really goes back a couple of years. It goes back to the 2022 playoffs, right? It even goes back further than that when Desmond Bane was on a little bit of chirping, and then you had to go back, even with those playoffs, you talk about the Dylan Brooks moment that he had with LeBron James. He's old, right? Old. And, and then Desmond Bane kind of comes back last night and says, Scottie Pippen Jr. got a chance to rip it from the old man, and that's just fun. And just looking at this, you look at some of the rivalries that are coming up across the NBA, this is becoming one that is becoming more and more intriguing because I think of the heads of the snake there in LeBron James and in Ja Morant, and then you don't get an Anthony Davis, you don't get a Desmond Bane in this. I am so excited for when we get one of these matchups, hopefully maybe the third one because they do play next week. Hopefully that third one we get a full strength on both sides and see what happens next. But it's becoming, they're going to have to start putting these games on TNT. We're going to have to get the primetime matchups because every time it seems to pop off for these Memphis Grizzlies. And it wasn't just the Ja and LeBron. It also talk about some of those other guys. Jay Huff, Scottie Pippen Jr., both former Lakers having the opportunity to kind of go up against that team, had a chance to combine 25 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists between the two of them, and it's always going to feel good. We got a chance to talk to Scottie Pippen about what it meant for him to get that win over a team that he says gave up on.
No, definitely. It's always a good feeling to beat a team that kind of gave up on you. So I definitely am happy about the results. Definitely, I feel like the bench and everyone in the crowd kind of got a good kick out of it. So definitely, I was glad I was able to get that stop after I turned the ball over and get them right back. So it was definitely a good feeling.
So we didn't let that play all the way out, but he gets the steal, right? Comes back down and hits. It ends up turning into a three, I think, for Jalen Wells on that play. And so just really an incredible moment for him. And Jay Huff had the big reverse jam. Got to love it, that moment for those guys, getting a chance to kind of rub elbows with their old teams and show, hey, maybe y'all missed out on a little something right there.
And it was cool to hear LeBron talk about Scotty after the game as well. He said in the locker room, I knew he was a baller when he was here with us. It's a shame he got away, but it's great to see him succeeding. And I mean, that's coming from a vet. You expect that kind of answer from LeBron. He also kind of had a similar nice answer in regards to Ja Morant. Like, that's the way he's going to act. But I mean, for someone like Scotty who left the Lakers, probably didn't want to leave. I mean, the Lakers are a franchise a lot of people want to play for. Ends up with the Grizzlies, has to really work his way onto the roster now, has a proper contract with the Grizzlies and is going out there and stealing the ball off LeBron James. Like, that's got to feel really, really bloody good if you're Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yeah, that Scottie Pippen strip steal that is becoming like his trademark. That's his go-to. He's starting to master that, and then to find the outlet pass immediately shows his maturity. And it just shows how much he's grown with this experienced Grizzly team as well. They've nurtured him, they've brought him in, and they've really created this PG2, if you will. And who knows? I mean, teams are going to come calling for him. But to go under the radar like that, to go from the South Bay Lakers to really getting valuable minutes with the Memphis Grizzlies is a huge deal. I'm sure his dad's very happy.
I'd be happy for him, too. We also got to talk about Jalen Wells in this game. So the Grizzlies' top leading scorers in this game were 20 points from Ja Morant, 20 points from Jaren Jackson Jr., and then you get 20 points from
20 from
Jalen Wells, who had his fourth start of the year. Top 3 in points per game for rookies right now. He is playing absolutely incredible. What do you like about his game so far in the first few games of the year? Okay.
Well, we all knew that he was a shooter, and coming out of college, people talked about how he's a great defender on the wing as well, which is honestly, if not the most important position to guard in today's NBA, one of the most. He really struggled in the first couple games, and then now he's really come on. You saw what he did to Maxey in Philadelphia, and Tyrese Maxey has a lot of moves in his bag, and he really could not get out of his own way against Jalen Wells. So defensively is what it's been for me, and I think that's also just like Scottie Pippen has been nurtured in this system. This Grizzly team is a lot of finesse, but there's a lot of toughness in there as well. They struggle defensively overall, but Jalen Wells has not been one of those pieces that struggles.
Yeah, we've seen the Grizzlies be able to identify talent and then really help them grow. You talk about that with Scotty, and it feels like that's going to be the exact same with someone like Jalen Wells. His fourth straight start. Within those starts, he's averaging a plus of 7 over the course of those games, which is just like to have a rookie on the court helping lift the entire team's game is really impressive. He obviously struggled against Brooklyn. He went 3 from 12 from the field and 0 of 5 from beyond the arc. But to see him kind of bounce back again last night against the Lakers, 20 points career high, 7 of 10, and then 5 from 7 from beyond the arc. So really impressive. Like, just an attitude shift. I feel like as a rookie, I mean, it's his third start. He struggles. He's barely getting any points up. You'd think a lot of people would kind of take a back seat and be like, oh, okay, like I got to really figure out what I'm doing. No, he just came out there and balled out. Like, had his best game after having his worst game. I mean, that shows a lot about the culture of who he's surrounding himself within that team, and then what he's able to do and just trusting his ball and what he can shoot, and he's doing really well at it.
What we've heard multiple people say about Jalen Wells so far this year is that he's not at all playing like a rookie, right? He has this veteran presence about him, and some of that probably comes from having been in college as long as he was, right? And then you're playing under guys like Ja Morant, who's really smart. You're playing under a Marcus Smart, who has been hurt early to start the year, but because he's been on the sideline, he's probably been able to teach more, right? Yeah. He's probably pulling Jalen Wells to the side, and Wells has said this, that he's studying under the college of Marcus Smart right now.
He's graduated from Maxwell College, and now
Washington
it's Marcus
State,
Smart
and now he's in class under Marcus Smart. So his ability to do it on both ends has really been incredible. What I love, to both your points, but really to your point, 39.5% from three-point range right now, 4.8 attempts a game. So he's chucking them up, right? And we're seeing it in critical moments of the game too. It's not he's starting 8 for 1. He's not doing it in garbage time. He's been a really important piece of what the Grizzlies have been able to do offensively, because they are missing Desmond Bane. They're trying to get Luke Kennard, who we saw for the first time last night, kind of up to speed. And now you get a guy. Well, we had a chance to talk to Luke Kennard last night, and he's like, hey man, Jalen Wells might be up there with one of the best shooters on the team. So really incredible to see how well he's come along. Maybe we'll get him to get a little bit more spunky, and we'll get him into some of these rivalries that we've seen, some of these heated moments between the Lakers and the Grizzlies.